Since the start of the Ukrainian counteroffensive in September, the country has been steadily regaining its territories. To discuss the latest developments, including the liberation of Kherson, I am joined here today by Jan Piekło, former Polish ambassador to Ukraine. Hello and welcome, sir. I'm delighted to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation.
So, Kherson was finally liberated on Friday. It is a key city. Why is it so important?
There is a couple of reasons. Probably one of the most important reasons is that it was the only capital of the oblast which was occupied, and it was taken by the Russians, partly because of the treason, of the betrayal of some Ukrainian citizens who were the Russian agents. So it is probably one of the most important reasons. Another important reason is that Kherson is a key point on the Black Sea Ukrainian coast, which is used to control the corridor, the corridor, and also to some extent the land corridor from Russia to Crimea. And now, after liberation of Kherson, the Ukrainians will be able, using the long-range artillery, to target the corridor and to force Russians to limit their resupply to Crimea. It may be a crucial point in this war.
Right. I was actually going to ask you if you think that it is now sort of decided that Russia is about to lose.
Yes, we can say that Russia is about to lose. Probably the best proof of this losing is that Putin decided not to get to Bali for the G20 meeting. So it is like showing to the world, because I am a loser, I couldn't join you. Of course, I'm a bit sarcastic, but I think that yes, Russia is losing, and Russia will be having huge internal problems right now. And it looks that there is a division of power. They are different factions which are trying to control Kremlin, and it looks that we will be seeing soon the next episode of the drama in Moscow.
Right, but what about the north of Ukraine? Some say that an attack from Belarus is still possible. What do you think about that concept?
It is possible, although Lukashenko is doing everything possible not to play this role of Putin's puppet, because he understands well that the Belarusian soldiers are not trained, they are not well equipped, and they have no combat experience. So for the Belarusians, it could be simply a disaster. And also the Belarusians, the Belarusian army, people are not really interested in getting into confrontation with the Ukrainians, although there is a still strong pressure from the side of Russia, of Putin, and Belarusians are giving the ground, the airports, the supply to help Russians in attacking Ukraine. So we can say that they are participating in this war on the side of Russia.
Right, but some say that the troops have been gathering alongside the border. So I was wondering if that could really mean something that we should be afraid of.
Oh, they are different messages coming out of Belarus. And then there is a concentration then that there is no concentration. So it looks that there is also a part of the information war, and it's quite difficult to say what is true, what is not true. Although there is also intelligence from NATO, from Poland, from US, from Brits, from the Baltics, and it looks that there is no alarm. There is no sign that there is a real danger of the threat from Belarus to Ukraine.
Right, and let's go back to the topic of a possible change in power in Moscow. You've mentioned that these losses could be disastrous for Vladimir Putin. I mean, but do we have someone else there on the Russian political scene who could replace him? And would that replacement be for the better? Because I've heard some voices that it could actually even worsen the situation.
As a matter of fact, Putin quite successfully managed to get rid of all his potential opponents with some skills. So it's really difficult right now to find a person who would be able to replace him and to control Kremlin. Putin was playing with this balancing game. With different factions, different parts of Kremlin elite. So I'm afraid that the future will be not very promising for Russia, because it may lead to the disintegration of the Russian Federation as a state, and it may be the similar story like after the Bolshevik Revolution, where it was a civil war in Russia, because it looks that some republics are not really very happy with sending their sons and fathers to fight and to get killed for their Putin's imperial project. So it's Caucasus, it's Bashkiria, it's Siberia. So it looks that there is a potential for the break of the Russian Federation.
Right, and now let's go back to Ukraine. As Russian troops are withdrawing, they're leaving behind an unprecedented number of victims, mostly among civilians. So the International Criminal Court will definitely look at that. What do you think could be the result?
There is a process going on all the time that Ukrainians are just collecting the witnesses' reports, the photos, and also the recording of the telephone calls of the Russian soldiers to their families in Russia. So it is a material already collected, already gathered, and some of this material is also already in The Hague. And the prosecutors from Hague were also able to spend some time in Ukraine. So I think that it is possible that at least part of these criminals will be put on trial and would be able to see the justice. I remember it was the same story with Slobodan Milosevic in the Balkans, in the former Yugoslavia. He signed the Dayton Agreement, but later on he finally ended up in The Hague.
Right, because I was actually going to ask, what does it mean for the Russian leadership?
There is a signal sent from the European Union, from Washington, from the Western democracies, and it looks that maybe it's one of the reasons why Putin decided to skip his trip to Bali.
Right.
For G20, sorry.
Right.
Meeting.
Well, it could also be a simple sign of cowardice, but, thank you so much for your time and for your insight.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you for watching World News. Please stay tuned for more of the latest news and features.